Morning students, welcome you all back to our social class in which we are dealing civics, the chapter electoral politics, and we have seen about what is election, so how the election held in Haryana. Then we have seen why do we need the elections, and I hope you would have understood all these things which I've explained you in the previous class. Right, students? Yes. And if you have any doubt, definitely you can contact me. You can no need to hesitate, my dear students. So you're supposed to learn these things very detailedly. This chapter has, as I told you already, has a continuation in the 10th syllabus. So we are supposed to learn it thoroughly, my dear students. Okay. So today's class, which we are going to see about what makes an election democratic. So what makes an election democratic? What does it means? Something not sounding right? Yes. So here you can see that the elections even held in different countries are not in the form of a democratic manner. They're not having a proper democratic way of election that is being held. You might have studied in the second chapter in civics itself, right? This has a continuation of that only, students. So again I cannot go back to second chapter and teach you again. So just when you are reading this content, please go through that also, my dear students. And here the elections that are held in all the democratic country, right, which holds election every 5 years once. But you can also see that non-democratic countries, in some countries you can also see that elections that have been going on. So can we call them as a democratic country? It is not possible, right? For a nation which should have an election which has to be conducted for selecting their own representative, and their representative should be given the power to rule. There are countries which do have elections. If you take China is a communist country means, they have a separate rule for them. So in China, most probably only two parties only will be contesting in the elections. Okay. And for that also they will ask a particular person who has been ruling continuously. I don't want to name his name. So he'll be asked continuously, he belong to communist party. He'll be asked who has to be represented as the representative of a particular area. Only then they will decide. So whether it is a choice of the people or whether it is a choice of a particular person. So it is a choice of a particular person. So we cannot call that as a democratic form of election. There also elections are held, but it is not the true form of election which is being held. And you can also see here that this election, so our class, we are supposed to take your book and sit with the book, right? So take your book, have a look at your book. It is civics chapter, electoral politics, what makes election democratic. So that content, so when you recollect all those things, you can understand that the examples which is being told in the second chapter says that there are nations which are not having an proper democratic form of election which is being held. Even how to make it as a proper democratic way of conducting election. So come, let us see. It has 5 points in that which we are going to see. So first thing, if you see here, that is the most important aspect. Yes, so most important aspect here is the first, everyone should be able to choose their representative. So they should be given a choice to select their own representative. That means like every person has a vote of his own vote, where everyone should have equal value. For example, if I have a vote of my own and I have a value for that, right? Similarly, if you have a vote, you have the value for that. That means you have the right to select your own representative. That is what has been meant. So it is not like that giving money and or getting money and casting a vote, or it is like giving a money and casting a vote. It should not be like that at all. It is your right to select a representative. So for that, it is compulsory for everyone, every citizens, to value their own oaths. Okay, this is the first thing that you can see. And second thing you can see here is that parties and candidates should be free or to. If you see, the second one is that the party or the candidate should be free to contest election. So he should not be given any barrier. As I told you, China as an example, like one person only will select the candidate. It should not be like that. Whether it is a party, for example DMK or ADMK or Congress party or BJP party, Indian National Congress party, whatever the party is, a candidate, for example Sonia Gandhi is contesting, or you can see Rajiv Gandhi is been contesting, means they should have the right to contest in the election. Similarly, even an independent person can contest in the election. Independent person means a single person without not belonging to any particular party can also contest in the election, and he can win in the election. So all those election details, what the procedures are there, will be dealing in the next chapter. So when the common peoples are given choice to select their own representative, and the political leaders or the parties and the candidates are allowed to contest in the election freely, that is called as the democratic way of election that has been held. This is second point, my dear students. And third thing you see here, the elections must be regular. As I told you, every 5 year once the election should be held, and every 5 year once when the election is being held, common people should be given the opportunity to select their own representatives without any hesitation. So this will be done by the election commission. So the election commission has the responsibility to conduct the elections every 5 year once, and if a person has lost his posting by doing any malpractices, or if the person has passed away, for example an MLA belonging to one particular area has passed away, means there they will conduct by election. By election will be conducted, so that the other persons who are being contesting in the election, and they will again cast the vote, and the person will be selected. So that is how the by election also will be held. And the fourth thing, if you see, the candidates preferred by the people should get elected. So that is the person who has been nominated by the common peoples only should be elected. Should not be like the party's nomination also. If he is the well-wisher, or if he is really an admiring person for the common people, definitely he can be elected. But if he is a person belonging to a majority party, means who is always dominating, and they do some kind of malpractice, and if he is winning, then there won't be any democratic way of election that will be held. So the person who has been represented by the common people should get into the election. So he has to win in the election. That is the fourth point. And fifth point, if you see, is that the election should be conducted in a free and fair manner. What is this free and fair manner? Free and fair manner. Free means without any restriction, without any barrier, without any obstacle, the election should go on. And what is this manner free and fair manner? Free and fair means without any malpractices. Like if you might have seen in movies and all, right, a place will be dominated by a particular MLA or MP. So there they will, where and all the polling booth is there, they will send some gundas and rowdies who will be entering into that area, who will cast vote, or they may give money to the common peoples, bribe them and make them to vote for them. So those kind of practices are called as the unfair practices. So the election should be in a fair manner. Okay, so that means the political party should not give money to any of the citizens, and similarly the uh, polling booth should also not be under the control of a political leader. Instead, it should be free for the people to go and vote for them. So that is about the making of election democratic. So this is how we can make the election democratic in its own manner. And you can also see that this is a very important thing which will be continuing in your 10th portions also. Similarly, this chapter has lot of important things which will be dealing in the forthcoming classes, my dear students. So be safe at home, enjoy your holidays, at the same way learn also, students. Okay, so today the session is over. Thank you, bye.